Welcome to LUTV News in Focus, where we feature interesting topics on the community, the campus, and the world of culture. I'm Dominique Leh. Early voting is currently taking place, and Election Day is on November 3rd. So today I have here with me Paula Barkin, and she's here to talk about the voter guide from the Texas 20 organization. So Paula, do you mind giving me a little bit of information about your organization?
No, not at all. Thank you for having us. Texas 2020 is actually a voter research tool that was created by volunteers from the nonpartisan nonprofit organizations Represent Us and Common Cause. And we aim to educate the public about the real reasons why our nation is incapable of making progress on important issues like climate crisis, racial inequality, and gun violence, affordable health care, all of these issues. Basically, if we don't address these problems, the flaws in the system that we have, we should expect more dysfunction and more division.
So you mentioned some problems, and what exactly would some of those problems be?
Well, just to let you know, one party is not at fault. It's really the system that's flawed. And the way it works is that we have a two-party system that contributes to lack of diverse candidates. Candidates who don't belong to those parties virtually have no chance of winning. We have candidates who know have to face a primary election in order to make it to the general election. So they have no incentive to find common ground with their colleagues across the aisle. We have a winner-take-all system. So voters feel often that they have to vote for the candidate against a candidate rather than for the candidate they actually would like. Winners earn the most votes, generally speaking, not in the presidential election, we have the electoral college, but for most elections, the candidate who receives the most votes wins, but that doesn't mean that most of the voters wanted that candidate. So we have a lot of dissatisfaction with our election outcomes, and people often feel that they are underrepresented because the candidate wanted never wins. We have partisan gerrymandering that is a big factor, and that's the unfair practice of manipulating district lines to give the party in power the edge, and favors them. And that subverts our democracy because it allows politicians to choose the voters rather than voters choosing our politicians. We have voter suppression. We have error-prone and onerous voter registration policies. We have unequal access to polls, poll closures. In fact, Texas leads the nation in poll closures. In the last 7 years, we closed 750 polls. And those primarily are in districts that saw the greatest minority population growth. We are consistently in the bottom 10 of voter turnout, which is proof that these policies are working to discourage voters. There are a lot of other issues, but basically there are a lot of factors that give people the impression that their vote doesn't matter, and some of them just choose not to vote. So, but there's hope because there are solutions to these problems, and we address those in the voter guide, and that should give people hope and a reason to vote.
So if our viewers wanted to learn more about the information on these issues and what the solutions are, where can they go and look?
Well, if they go to texas2020.org, they can learn about these issues and other ones by watching our video series. And we have 10 videos that describe the problems, lay out the common sense solutions, and then voters are encouraged to form an opinion on these and then seek out the candidates in their districts who agree with the same solutions. We cover candidates that are running in Texas for the US Congress and state legislature. These are the people who, when elected, will have the power to fix the problems that we lay out. Most people don't realize how important our state legislature is, and especially on how it affects our elections. They are the people who decide our election laws, and that includes federal elections. So if we elect people who support these solutions, who support changing the electoral system so that it works for people, we could really make a major impact even on the federal level.
I know there are like other voter guides out there, so why should people choose your voter guide?
Well, we want people to use our voter. We're not replacing other voter guides. We're not, but we feel that our issues are not more important than other issues that are covered in voter guides, but they are the issues that need to be addressed first. Until we address those issues, we do not our system isn't going to work for the people. So we are nonpartisan. Like I said before that it's not one party or the other. So we do not highlight party affiliation in our voter guide. The system unnecessarily favors incumbents, so we don't distinguish between challengers and incumbents. We really want voters to see the candidates and what they represent and make their choices based on that. We're basically the most comprehensive guide on electoral reform.
Thank you for joining us. And if you need any more information about the Texas 2020 Voter Guide, visit texas2020.org. And for more information for LUTV News, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.